Recently, I played Monster Hunter World for the first time and was incredibly surprised at how much of an awesome game this is. Also keep in mind this is my very first experience with a Monster Hunter game in general. There's a lot to talk about as this game is incredibly in-depth, but in today's video, we will beg the question, how amazing is Monster Hunter World? Let's get into it. So, as I said before, I've never played a Monster Hunter game before, and I must say, I was very pleased. They don't just make games like this anymore. The world is incredibly fleshed out and full of reason to want to explore. What I really like about this game, though, is the choice of weapons. There are a total of 14 to choose from, and none of them play the same at all. As much as people want to say that there are better weapons than others, I can't really say that I agree with that. The best weapon is the one that you are the most comfortable with. Sure, some weapons are better against certain monsters due to them being ranged or slow, fast, etc. But no matter, any weapon can be effective against any monster. Usually in action RPG style games, I prefer faster weapons, but the hammer just spoke to me. If a game has the ability to break me out of my comfort zone of weapon of choice, that just says a lot about it. Even though, as I'm writing this script, I still haven't got on my way to really dive into other weapons. Although, I know I definitely should. Iceborne, the expansion for this game, introduced the Clutch Claw, which wasn't in the original base game. But now that Iceborne can be bought on Steam and other platforms, they have included it in the base game, which I think is an amazing mechanic, but for other hardcore Monster Hunter fans, they say otherwise because it was brand new and for some reason, change is bad. I can't speak for those who played the base game without it, but it's incredibly useful and I was able to pick it up and utilize it very quickly. You can use it for movement as well as a very handy combat tool for a technique called tenderizing, which weakens a particular part of a monster's body, dealing extra damage to it. The claw is even more useful if you're using a slow weapon such as the Greatsword, which is super slow for tools like these and turning it into a massive nuke. The claw has also introduced a new mechanic called wall banging, which does massive damage to a monster, stunning it and providing a very big opportunity for tons of damage. The ammo you can find on the ground is used to do this. I'm the type of player who finds that if the skill ceiling for combat is higher, I'm more inclined to enjoy it due to its complexity. But not everybody is like that, so I can understand. So, the crafting system, which is one of the best aspects in the game. I'll say that a lot. Now, if you haven't played a Monster Hunter game before, there aren't levels, so to speak. It's entirely based on around your gear, which can be some crazy combinations. The progression in which you get access to new gear is really rewarding, because the monsters you hunt are then used for materials to create new weapons and armor. If you're having trouble with the monster, there are always ways to upgrade your armor with the use of spheres, but you can only really do that so much until you progress the story. Since your weapon upgrade is also story locked, you may have to craft another weapon that would be easier for you to use against said monster, be it faster attack speed, elemental damage, or whatever it is to give you the advantage. You can also play with other people, up to 4, to also help you out if need be. Otherwise, you just gotta get good. Also to add, Monster Hunter World has some of the sickest looking armor sets I've ever seen in a video game. And the further that you get in the game, the cooler the armor looks, and it just makes sense. Other things you can craft are different potions, powders, and other types of consumables. These are fun because early on, if you need more of these materials, you need to go out of the map and collect them to craft the things that you need. Later on, of course, it becomes much more efficient, but all in all, it really puts the hunt in Monster Hunter. Going out into the world and gathering, hunting, crafting, and farming. The game is always fucking fun, no matter what you're doing. As far as the content in which this game provides, it really feels like it never stops. The game never ends, which is awesome, because once you get into this game, you don't want it to. And I haven't even mentioned Iceborne yet, which we'll talk about later. There's so many different ways to go about playing the game, builds, weapons, and everything else. Some like to compare this to a Souls game, so not even close. I just want to iterate that because the game has a stamina bar, and you can roll, doesn't make it a Souls-like. In that case, we may as well call Legends of Arceus a Souls game, right? It makes the same thing. You can roll, dodge enemies, so yeah, there you have it. I can say this though, if you have prior FromSoft game experience like I do, before you play a Monster Hunter game, it will definitely help you, but in no way make the game easy. Because these are not easy games. There will always be that one monster you fucking hate to fight and will kick the shit out of you. But it gets made up for with the absolutely impressive array of monsters that you fight throughout the game. You're always looking forward to the next big monster to fight, to farm materials for craft the next piece of armor or weapon, and it's just a treadmill you want to run on forever, and if your legs tire out, you just want to say, fuck it, one more monster, and then one more monster, and then the game is at 7 a.m. and oh fuck. I like to call this game a single-player MMO, because it really feels like one when playing it. I myself try to steer away from them because 1, I used to be a massive addict for them, 2, I don't really find them fun anymore, but this game takes all the things that you like about MMOs and puts them into a single-player experience that is so riveting. Like I said before, you can play with friends, but it's not like they're always there, just with you on the hunts. So, congratulations, you beat the game. Or did you? In base Monster Hunter World, I put about 70 to 80 hours in my first run, which is already a shitload and very rare to see in a game today, to even keep that interest for that long. Then Iceborne comes along, which honestly just feels like Monster Hunter World 2, which is what you want. I can't fathom playing Monster Hunter World without Iceborne because it's such an important asset to it. It's not DLC, it's a whole new game. Shits on any modern day DLC ever made. It is my favorite of all time, and it beat Ring City in Dark Souls 3, which is a huge hurdle to leap. Iceborne introduces Master Rank, which is endgame rank, providing all new monsters and events, and a whole new zone called Hoarfrost Reach, not to be confused with Hoarfrost Stomp. This area is littered with new materials and monsters, be it reskins with faster and different movesets, but also all new fights that are just much more difficult than anything that you'll find in low to high rank. Also, fuck these guys. You're a fucking idiot. If you ever wondered in your upgrade tree how the hell do you get these question mark trees and how to upgrade your currently maxed weapon, well, Iceborne is the answer. It's not uncommon for players to sink triple or more the amount of hours into this expansion than they did in low to high rank combined. This is the game. Your training wheels are finally off, and your chat can finally tell you that you're done with the tutorial, because we are now, well, welcome to Iceborne. Very likely the peak of Monster Hunter. But I can't speak for all of Monster Hunter, because I've primarily only played Monster Hunter World. But it's time to get back on that treadmill for gear upgrades, except this time you have a much longer run, and it's faster than ever, because while you may have had them in high rank, Monster rank, or Master rank, is all about farming decorations. This is one of my favorite parts about Endgame, was farming decorations. You go on a mission, and you get random gems. You never know what you get, because the rank 4 gems can have almost any combination of attributes, so you can min-max until your heart's content. You can access gear, which is now the best in the game, and has several slots for gems, which you can make any sort of build with. It's fucking awesome. The customization this game offers doesn't exist in many games anymore. Not to mention the loadouts, which you can use to build any set you want for any particular fight or expedition. Writing the script makes me want to boot up the game again and give it another go. As I said before, I played Monster Hunter for the very first time in 2024, so I wasn't around for the events and such. Now, if you play, the events are there the entire time, and never rotate out like they did before. Some do, but it's very late game, and I haven't even done those yet. And I mean late game is in the last events that you'll do, like Safi, Altreon, Colve, and a couple others possibly. But I can't speak too much on that since I haven't done them. Some of these are really nice because they're a nice QOL. If you need money, or upgrade mats, or want to do the collab events, for example, the DMC event, or Final Fantasy event. There are others too, and they're super well done, including a Witcher 3 event. My favorite has to be the Swinen and Dine event, because no matter who you are or what you have equipped, this is a one-hit KO mission, and it's quite hilarious if you don't know what you're doing. So, overall, what do I think? I would give this game an easy 9.3 on the Caleb scale, which is a monster score. Truthfully, this is one of the best games I've ever played, and will revisit it again at some point in the future. I highly recommend anyone watching this play this game because you won't be disappointed. It's an amazing game whether you choose to solo the game or play with friends, as I said before, because it's always fucking fun no matter what you're doing. I really hope you enjoyed my review of Monster Hunter World, and it gives you a little insight if you've ever had the urge to play this, but never scratch the itch. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and if there's anything I missed during my review, leave it in the comments section. This is my review of my very first experience of Monster Hunter, And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.